this video I will be reacting to The Unusual Suspects' Iron Man review. I think doing the reaction video of his MCU movie reviews will be great. So yeah, let's get watching.
Suspects, you've got mail. Should I tell ya? Yoink.
Gee, suspects.
Iron Man.
Are you gonna let Bob to use that gauntlet?
I could have a lot of fun with this. Hey, Bob, got the mail. Did you see a gauntlet in the delivery package?
Busted.
Well, there goes my ski ideas for this review. The Marvel Cinematic Universe. I mean, I don't think any other media entity gets us nerds as wet as this franchise. I mean, it used to be Star Wars on top, but that series is now divided as more now than politics has. But you'd be hard-pressed to find many that weren't still a big fan of this behemoth. And that's mind-blowing when you think about it. I mean, Marvel always seemed to trail DC for the longest time. By the mid-80s, DC had successful on-screen adaptations of Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman. And what did Marvel have by this point? Well, just a single theatrical release featuring such elements as duck porn, duck tits, and duck condoms. And once you realise that because that was out of its packet, it's likely been,
soiled.
It was a dark time for Marvel. So what a turnaround this new cinematic universe ushered in for the company. And today, we're going to start looking through this beast with the very first in the franchise, 2008's... Yep, before John Favreau was keen to ruin The Lion King, he was the guy put in charge to bring what was honestly a B-list superhero to the big screen. Yeah, unless you were a Marvel Comics fan, no one had heard of Iron Man. Whoa, billionaire America with no superpowers.
Well, I did. It's from Marvel Ultimate Lions game.
Not a superhero like that. Oh yeah, Princess from Power, of course. But of course, Iron Man is nothing but S rank now. Like, up there with Spidey and Superman. And it's thanks to the man chosen to lead this fucker, Robert Downey Jr. And much like Marvel, he too had a hell of a career turnaround thanks to this movie. I mean, the dude was not in a good shape, with stints in rehab, drug problems, prison time, and true, his career jumpstart started a fair few years before this film got made, but it was undoubtedly this movie that made him. And ironically, the moment he left the MCU, things went to shit with him again. Live and learn. So let's take a look, shall we? Dust off your old Black Sabbath CDs, join your collection of Tony Stark memorabilia, providing somebody hasn't already made it into a bomb. Our big Freddy is stunned. This is Iron Man.
Well, this is the end of the game for Bob then. Yeah, it was a terrible job, I think.
Okay, starting your movie with Back in Black is an instant win in my book. ACDC! Shit. Alright, okay, fair use, criticism exception. I like this song because it's good. Copyright law is weird. So the film wastes no time introducing us to the Man of Iron himself. And look, this intro is great, because it tells you everything you need to know about this guy in seconds. He's rich, he's incredibly charismatic, and his sexual exploits make James Bond look like Napoleon Dynamite.
Is it true you went 12 for 12 with last year's Maxim Club models?
That is an excellent question. Yes and no. March and I had a scheduling conflict, but fortunately the Christmas cover was twins.
Wow, mate. You sure Back in Black is your most fitting introductory song? Because I personally go for this. Everyone has AIDS. AIDS, AIDS, AIDS.
You had to do that, didn't you?
And grooving. Everyone has AIDS. Well, let's just hope for Tony's sake he's able to keep this up. I mean, God forbid he ever gets erectile dysfunction. Otherwise, Iron Man won't be spitting a name anymore. So as Tony mingles with the troops...
I want to see this on
And you have to do that as well, jeez.
You won't. The convoy is ambushed as Tony exits the vehicle and runs for cover.
Oh.
Oh, explosion to the face, and yet he's as dashingly handsome as ever.
I am invincible!
So Tony gets captured by Afghanistan's answer to the village people, but we're going to have to get back to that as the film flashbacks to 36 hours earlier, as at an awards event in Vegas, a narrator gives us a bit of backstory on Tony.
At age 4, he built his first circuit board. At age 6, his first engine.
But at age 3, he apparently learned Photoshop. Look, I'm a genius too. Boom! Got you. So it's here we're introduced to Rhodey, Tony's best friend, played by Don Sherrance Howard, that's his name, and his business partner, Obadiah Stane, played by Jeff Bridges, who you can tell will be the villain of the movie because his name is Obadiah Stane. Man, his parents must have been assholes.
The best thing about Tony
Blimey.
is also the worst thing. He's always working.
Oh, that is brilliant. Not the joke segue, but the little musical interlude you just heard. That there is a remix version of the theme to the Iron Man cartoon from '66.
Tony Stark makes you feel he's a cool exec with a heart of steel.
Oh, these fucking Easter eggs, man. Oh.
That's something else.
So Tony heads out, and remember when he was talking about his sexual escapades earlier in the film? Well, this skill borders on superhuman here, as he scores a one-night stand with a reporter back at his place. But his place is in Malibu, and they meet in Vegas. That's almost a 5-hour drive she agreed to. Yo, guys, there's a thing called a hotel, you know? Vegas has one or two of them.
You must be the famous Pepper Potts.
Indeed I am.
After all these years, Tony still has you pick up the dry cleaning.
Hey, this woman manages to sell out candles that smell like her nether regions. She's doing pretty well for herself, you know. You're just Have a whiff. Why does it smell like bread? Yeast infection.
Yeah, it does.
So, after I cleaned up last night's dinner, we cut down to the basement as Tony is working in his garage. And right here, you quickly begin to notice something about this film's script, because much like human waste in the Middle Ages, it's often thrown out the window.
It's your birthday.
Yes.
I knew that. Already?
Yeah, isn't that strange? It's the same day as last year.
Well, get yourself something nice for me.
I already did.
Yeah.
Oh, it was very nice.
Yeah.
Very tasteful. Thank you, Mr. Stark.
But hey, it works. It really highlights the excellent chemistry Downey Jr. has with his co-stars. The dialogue feels real, mostly because it is real. A lot of lines here are improvised, and many of the reactions you see are quite genuine. As such, it must have been an interesting film to shoot, but more fun when you get to shoot scenes like this.
No, you don't have to be like me. But you are more than you. Excuse me, I'm distracted.
It's a hard life. By the way, am I the only one who completely forgot how much of a playboy Tony was in the first Iron Man movie? One-night stands, pole dancers, prostitutes. Oh yeah, Tony is a straight-up pimp in this film. And the deleted scenes definitely highlight that alright. In fact, there's one scene where he sets off to his holiday home in Dubai, just to have a foursome and get wasted.
Why don't you guys get started without me?
Nice.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying they shouldn't have shown this or anything, but it's kind of funny that this property would later become a Disney one. Yeah, Disney's most profitable and iconic live-action character is an alcoholic billionaire pimp. If only Walt was alive to see this. Oh, but don't forget that this Disney lead is a designer of weapons capable of mass genocide. It's cool though, he has flair.
Is it better to be feared or respected?
Respected.
And I say, is it too much to ask for both?
Well, you're
consideration, the Jericho.
Damn, that was slick. Completely unrealistic, though. For your consideration,
Couldn't agree more.
the Jericho. So Tony bogs the Humvee as we now.
That would actually be really funny if that was in the film.
Yeah, Tony has had a little work done. Sheesh, that must be horrifying. Airport security is going to be a nightmare for him now. So this work was
that's
courtesy
actually
of
a
a
good
man
point.
called Yinsen, and he's quick to explain that in order to stop shrapnel from entering his chest, he used a car battery to power a magnet.
Yeah, thanks! I've seen many wounds like that in my village. We call them the Walking Dead.
Do you call them that because it takes them weeks to find refuge, only for them to realise it's unsafe to stay, then they fuck off and find somewhere else, only to realise that's unsafe too, then they keep repeating that same shit for several seasons? Sorry, I went off on a tangent there. Continue.
I see, so it's personal?
But Yinsen's a captive too, as the real kidnappers, known as the Ten Rings, show up to issue their demands.
صاروخ جرب.
We want you to build the missile.
اللي انت كنت بتعرضه على الناس.
The Jericho missile, Obadiah.
نزل ايدك.
You know, man, seeing as how these guys don't speak English, you could always tell a white lie or two.
سفاح. وقتل قتلة.
He says, "Welcome, Tony Stark, the most handsome, well-endowed man in America."
أنا فخور بمعرفتك.
He's immensely envious of your pecs.
عاوزك تعمل لي صاروخ جرب.
He wants you to sign his Iron Man artwork.
اللي انت كنت بتعرضه على الناس.
His Rule 34 Iron Man artwork.
نزل ايدك. فهمهم.
We've got to get out of here.
Agreed? So Afghan Santa isn't playing around as he forces Tony to build him the Jericho missile we saw earlier. And after a quick pep talk from Yinsen, Tony kicks into gear and gets to work. First on the agenda is an upgrade to his magnet shrapnel thingy.
That doesn't look like a Jericho missile.
That's because it's a miniaturized arc reactor.
A man called Marcellus Wallace used to keep it in his briefcase.
Get the shrapnel out of my heart.
Unfortunately for the two men though, a wealth of guards patrol the caves, so it would appear Tony and Yinsen are completely stuck and are doomed to die once their task is complete. Actually, I'm kidding. They place no guards, leaving the two men plenty of time to build an invincible suit of iron. And it also helps the fact that even when the terrorists actually physically see an actual physical suit being actually physically built, they don't question it and leave them completely alone, once again, never checking up on them. This has to be the dumbest part in this otherwise awesome movie. How on earth can you confuse a missile with a 7-foot-tall anthropomorphic suit made of iron?
Yeah.
Corporate needs you to find the differences between this picture and this picture.
تروح على بالك.
Well, as it turns out, there's two deleted scenes which kind of explains this. First off, and this one is just a theory, but there's a behind-the-scenes clip here which could imply that Yinsen was initially intended as a villain.
How dare you refuse to embrace unreasonable harm? You're only alive because of generosity. You are nothing! Nothing! You understand me?
And therefore, he was put in charge by the Ten Rings to make sure Stark wasn't doing anything stupid. And then Tony somehow convinces him to help aid in his escape. And secondly, there's this dude, who in this deleted scene is a lot more chummy than he appears in the theatrical cut, as he actually allows Tony to take time off building the missile to instead play backgammon. And I'm not kidding here, do his laundry.
He's upset
that he mixed the white with color.
I washed the whites and the colors separately. I just folded them. This is the first time I ever washed clothes. I did fine.
But that's not the problem here. I mean, how on earth can you possibly film a scene of Iron Man doing his laundry and not have him use an then we were on the verge of greatness. We were this close. Ah.
That is your legacy, Star.
So, yeah, thanks to a wealth of time and resources, Tony and Yinsen build Iron Man 1.0, but the 10 rings are approaching, so Yinsen sacrifices himself by, okay, this bit is surely a reference, right?
Certainly has courage.
Good will do is if he gets himself killed.
This gives Tony the time to
That's actually a
Google
good one
as
there.
we finally get to see this raging machine in action. Currently less iron, more...
Oh dear God.
Yeah, that's a fitting reaction. But at the very least, the films are
Son
nothing
of a
like
bat.
plot-wise. I mean, it's not as if Shaq and RDJ both play California-based weapons designers for the US military whose inventions end up in the wrong hands, and with the help of a black guy and a white woman, they create invincible metal suits to destroy the weapons they created and bring those that did to justice. That'd just be weird.
The MCU started off with Steel reference.
Well, Dark Elf guy, you can rest knowing you're not the worst bad guy to ever hit the MCU. But damn, that suit is more bounce back than bloody flubber. Get it, Wade. Whoa. Look, I know you guys got beef, but that wasn't called for.
Right up Main Street.
So Tony reaches the end of the level and beats the boss. But unfortunately, it's too late to save poor old Yinsen.
Come on, Candace, you family cat. My family's dead.
I mean, I'm part of the Kardashian family, so don't be too upset.
Don't waste your life.
He'll get there. So Tony is pissed as he heads out and looks.
I thought he was actually going to play the death scene in the end game. Iron Man
Relatively
stuff.
grounded in reality. Tony sure as hell gets away with many a death-directed middle finger here. I mean, you got this bit, which makes me realise that Afghan steel will put Wakandan vibranium out of business. And secondly, you got this bit, which almost gives the nuke in a fridge scene a run for its money. Shoot it down. Not bad. You just survived a 1,000-foot drop like your name was Kal-El. Look, just because you wear steel doesn't make you the man of one.
That shouldn't be alive.
So as Tony crosses the desert, and I resist the urge to play the Lawrence of Arabia theme, Rhodey manages to find Tony in the middle of nowhere and brings him home. And now that he's back in the States, Tony has two things on his mind: the shutdown of the weapons division of Stark Tech and cheeseburgers.
I want an American cheeseburger.
I'd like a cheeseburger.
I thought we were having steamed clams.
Welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. Can I take your order?
So Tony announces all
Damn, you're making me craving for McDonald's now. Thanks very much.
Reno is not exactly impressed.
Oh, I want McDonald's.
Oh, that went well.
Yeah, well, you know, that's just like, your opinion, man.
I mean, can you blame him? Think of all the people who will have lost their jobs at Stark Industries or cause their boss grew a conscience. Look, the real-world equivalent of Stark Industries is clearly the defense and security company Lockheed Martin. You know, because they totally didn't rip off their logo.
Looks very, similar.
So it's logical to assume this real-life company and this fictional one employ about the same amount of people. And Lockheed Martin has over 100,000 workers. So yeah, Tony came back to do good, and his first act was to put the equivalent of the entire population of Springfield, Illinois out of work. Not a good start.
I think we should take another look into arc reactor technology. Oh, come on. The arc reactor, that's a publicity stunt. Tony, come on, we built that thing to shut the hippies up.
It works.
Yeah, as a science project.
I was staying on this one too. I mean, the last guy to use nuclear fission tech in a superhero movie? Yeah, didn't end well for him. But that ain't gonna stop the Starkster, as he now has the resources he needs to begin working on a new and improved suit.
Wish I don't know who to trust right now.
By the way, just gotta get this off my chest. This man has access to hologram technology, and he nicknames his business partner Obi.
Obi, what are you doing up?
How did you not find a way to reference this?
Absolutely ridiculous.
Anyway, up
Try
first is
asking
the
that to
cast
the
of
Marvel
new leg
comics.
boosters. And not to worry, people. After all,
If my math is right, I don't know what's this.
3 days later.
10% thrust capacity achieved lift.
Heads can be reattached these days, right? Tips on his Audi. Oh! So once I realised that Tony must be in possession of the bloody Philosopher's Stone, and after we find out he doesn't know what side a mug should be placed on, a toast to nitpicking. Cheers. Oh. Let's take a little time to gloat about how awesome the score is here. I mean, listen to those strings. I love that shit. Yeah, this band is courtesy of Ramin Djawadi, who might sound familiar to some of you. Yeah, that was Ramin.
That typically
And if
plays
you
on
listen
YouTube
close,
ads.
you can kind of hear elements of the Game of Thrones theme in here, which is neat as the HBO show didn't yet exist at the time. As for this piece, the Mark II theme, I love it. I'm struggling to describe it though, as I'm not a music critic, but the best compliment I can give it is that it's motivating. Seriously, next time you're writing or making something, pop it on in the background and I guarantee it will make you want to get shit done. I'm being serious, try it, it'll make you feel like a fucking superhero. And because of this, it's the best song ever to play during a montage sequence such as this. Well, second best song. That's it, Tony, you can do it and... Dude, Tony Stark's got a win. This takes me back. But honestly, I'm checking Tony's not even operating at 1080p. Jeez. So Tony's hard work pays off, and after he and Stane have a quick face-to-face, which doesn't end on the best of terms.
That's it, Obi. Forget it. All right, well, this stays with me then.
Wait.
Whoa! He stole that guy's pizza! Good night, Obi.
Tony puts together the final touches as the Mark II is ready.
Gauge heads-up display? Check. Four-door preferences from home interface. We'll do so.
You know, Jarvis's inclusion in this movie is quite interesting, actually, because Iron Man 1 marks his very first appearance. At least in AI form. Because Jarvis in the comics is Tony's human British butler. But Favreau wanted that changed, because, you know, a certain kid, Crusader, already has one of those. Dark Knight came out the exact same year. They really wanted to avoid as many
Jarvis from Marvel Ultimate Alliance as well.
Jarvis is basically a copy of another one of Tony's AIs that did show up in the comics first. So why didn't they just use this AI's name? Well, it was called the Heuristically Operative Matrix Emulation Rostrum. Yeah, once you realise what that abbreviates to, you'll understand why they changed it. He's named like my name! So Tony takes the suit for a whirl, and it goes like a dream. Except for when it flies too high, ice buildup occurs, and Tony almost kills innocent motorists.
You're flying back, man!
It's okay though. He gets what's coming to him.
Kill power.
Turn down for what?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not good. Oh, and I really mean that. Not by a fictional sense, but a real one. The car that the filmmakers just demolished for that shot, that was a replica of a 1967 Cobra SE. And how much was it worth?
$50,000.
Jesus.
Couldn't you have given Tony a Fiat Punto or something? Oh no, don't show the on-set footage. So as Tony heals up physically and I heal up mentally, Stark finds out there's a party going on he wasn't invited to. Time to gate crash. Like a mouse, like a mouse, like a mouse, like a mouse.
Look great, Hef.
Oh, why to you, sly dog? You have the power to be anyone in the world? Of course you choose Hugh Hefner. It's amazing how much sense that makes, knowing what we know now, isn't it? So inside the expo, we see Tony meet up with Phil Coulson. Who'd have thought this guy would get his own show down the line? I mean, rightfully so. Clark Gregg is awesome in the role. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? Pretty underrated, I think, actually. Though in this scene, I do have to question why he's even here.
Listen, I know this must be a trying time for you, but...
Just to make his first appearance, I guess.
There's still a lot of unanswered questions, and time can be a factor with these things.
Yeah, we need to debrief you, Mr. Stark. That's why I was hanging out at this party you were supposed to be a no-show at. Guess I looked out. We also see Everhart at the party, and they do something cool in this scene that I wanted to talk about. Well, actually, it's a case of what they don't do. Check this out.
I was out of town for a couple months, in case you didn't hear.
Is this what you call accountability? It's a town called Gulmira. Heard of it?
Yeah, Gulmira. And if you've been paying attention to the film, you'll know that that is the same village that Yinsen was from. And most movies would have done a stupid little flashback edit to remind you of that. Something like this.
It's a town called Gulmira. Heard of it?
From a small town called Gulmira.
Ah.
Remember when Amazing Spider-Man did just that?
Yo, sorry, tattoo was happening.
But they don't do that here. The film respects your intelligence and allows you to put the pieces together yourself. So it makes this reveal hit much harder. Wait, Gulmira and... Oh. Yeah, for some reason our human brains really like that shit.
Very nice.
So it turns out Stark Industries has been doing some shady under-the-table dealings with the Ten Rings. Turns out
we
they
could have
were
liked
busy.
something worse.
You know, mate, you seem to have a bit of a recurring theme going on here. Patrick, what the hell's he even doing?
He's just standing there, menacingly.
Yeah, I mean, I realize this guy isn't the main villain, but he had a lot more potential than this. Tony gave him a scar, and he killed Tony's friend. So they really should have had more of a rivalry, I think. You could have gone with Stane back to America to kill Tony, and you could have attached some lesser-known Marvel villain to him to help spruce him up. But no, this is all he does in the movie. He just stands there and looks evil. And goddammit, I got enough of that from Season 8 Cersei.
Not a great plan.
So Tony is pissed. Thankfully not in that sense, as he plans to suit up and kick some ass. By the way, check out how in this shot, you can actually see the energy blast make its way from the arc reactor to the gauntlet. Way to go, Favreau.
That's what turns me on about you.
Me?
Your attention to detail.
Ah.
Okay, I'm just gonna let this play out, because what kind of madman would I be not to? Hey, sorry, man. I think you just got out-suited.
How dare you?
Hey, sorry, Bats, but Tony's got moving gears, terrific VFX work, and an amazing Ramin Djawadi score. I mean, what do you got that he doesn't?
Bad lips.
Well, you were supposed to say a Danny Elfman score, but granted, yes, the Mark III suit is sans nips.
Don't forget my glorious ass.
Can we get back to the movie?
Hey,
Yeah.
you got it.
So Tony flies on over to Afghanistan,
No credit card, please.
Entertainment, as it's now time to go to town.
Or a Terminator as a villain.
Superhero landing!
You know, seeing as how we have so many heroes in the MCU, I need to find a way to keep you on track with them all, and that'll work.
Tony Stark, his quirk, Iron Man armor. This feat of impeccable engineering allows Tony to fly, shoot laser beams, and fire missiles. That's not to mention an impressive heads-up display and an advanced AR system courtesy of Jarvis. It's a whiz of a suit, so much so he can literally whiz in it. Okay, so check this shit out. It's
I thought that was
probably the
adverts playing for a
iconic part
second
of the
there.
movie, and it's worthy of that status. The way Tony sets things in motion here and actually begins to leave before the job's done.
I mean, that's some Ken Shooter level shit right there.
お前はもう死んでいる。
何?
So Tony flies off, and after he gets into a scuffle with some American jet pilots, he and Rhodey have a quick discussion about how to explain the incidents to the press.
Now, check out the technique they use here to tell the joke, because I want to go into it a bit.
Now, what am I supposed to tell the press?
Training exercise. Isn't that the usual BS?
It's not that simple.
An unfortunate training exercise involving an F-22 Raptor occurred yesterday.
Yeah, that's a classic Gilligan cut, or sometimes known as a smash cut, or a bicycle cut. Okay, why does this trope have more names than Daenerys Targaryen? Anyway, it's where a character says that someone's going to do something, then it cuts to a scene that contradicts what they said. Right, I've got to get this work done. No way I'm going to bed yet. This is super important. Got to get this work done. Comedy. See, this trope is so easy to do, so you only want to use it very sparingly, and ideally, you don't want to use it at all. Here, though, they use it 3 times in one movie.
He's always working.
I'm not drinking. I don't want any.
That's what I'm talking about. When I get up in the morning...
Training exercise. Isn't that the usual BS?
An unfortunate training exercise.
Geez, can't bust the fact that RDJ was able to improvise, because if they relied entirely on this script,
I'm the best.
But back with this guy, we finally get the reveal that him and Stane are working together.
Oh, jeez, please don't play that sound effect again, my head can't handle it.
But no matter, the two aren't going to be co-workers for much longer.
Big deal. Show him Love Island and you'll get the same effect.
Technology. It's always been your Achilles heel in this part of the world.
Yeah, and you know what your Achilles heel is? Continuity.
Considering in one shot you got nothing in your ears and in the next, oh, we fucked up.
How'd that get in there?
Back with Tony though, as he
don't
needs
cry.
Pepper to infiltrate Stark Code to get some dirt on Stane.
Go to my office. When you hack into the mainframe, you're going to retrieve all recent shipping manifests. This is a lot, Chip. This will get you in.
God bless you, Tony. I don't think I could trust a woman who advocates for shoving coffee up your ass. What do you mean, potentially harmful? No, sorry, no. Moo's irredeemable now. I can buy the advanced technology, I can buy the flying suits of armor, but we all know for a fact that you can't enter a USB device into a PC and have it the correct way up first go. Completely unrealistic, 0 out of 10.
What a waste that is.
Yeah.
Sector 16.
Hey, Stane, just a quick piece of advice. If you want to keep your files and records top
Are you
secret,
sure that completely turned
probably
around
best you don't
Marvel
put them
in
in
your
a folder
opinion
called
suspect?
top secret. It's okay though. The fact that you shipped the weapons on the MSC Lebowski instantly makes me forgive you.
Fucking A.
So Stane shows up and props to Jeff Bridges here, because despite him not technically saying anything creepy here, he sure as hell is acting that way.
I mean, you can instantly tell how villainous a character is just by watching how they drink something. No villain is complete without such a scene. So, let's see how Stane does.
He's a complicated person.
Oh, that's eerie. But how about we have a creep-off, Jeff? Hi, Gwyneth. I deeply enjoyed the smell of your candle wax. And I wonder why I don't have more female subscribers.
Can I at least get a reaction from you?
Panic. I would say panic.
So Stane is desperate to get his own arc reactor, especially after his own research team is up notice.
Single for life, eh?
It's more what you've asked us, and it seems as though there's a little hiccup, actually. Hiccup? Yes, to power the suit. So the technology actually
Hey, the guy
doesn't
from
exist.
Far
You
From
know,
Home.
this scene right here is just straight up fascinating because there's so much to talk about in this one shot.
From a detail I missed all these years, where you can actually see the scientists scurry away in the background because they know Stane is nuts, to the fact that no one could have imagined we'd see this guy in the MCU again, to that this guy is the film's executive producer, Peter Billingsley, who you might know better as the kid from A Christmas Story.
Not fucking with you, that's him grown up.
To what is honestly, I think, the most memorable line in the movie.
Delivered in the most nuanced, subtle manner.
Tony Stark was able to build this in a cave!
He was that friend! You know how much I sacrificed? No noises!
Sorry,
Almost
I
crap
was
yourself
not
there.
mindful of editing videos this long.
So Stane decides it's time to take a more hands-on approach as he pops by Tony's place to paralyze folks and hand out cherry berries. And he's all out of cherry berries.
It's a shame the government didn't approve it. There's so many applications for causing short-term paralysis.
So many applications. We never see this thing used again in the MCU, do we?
You really think that just because you have an idea, it belongs to you?
Isn't that Apple's slogan?
Come on, it's okay, loud.
So Stane makes off with the arc reactor and pops it into his own suit. Tony manages to grab his previous one as Rhodey wants to offer some backup and... I am so sorry, Mr. Howard.
Next time, baby.
I'm gonna tell him.
Don't you dare.
Pepper and Coulson, though, have headed into Stane's secret lair.
Looks like you were right. He was building a suit.
I thought it'd be bigger.
But are quick to uncover Stane's alter ego, the Ironmonger, who, thanks to his size, has the most unusual form of transportation.
Monger, as it turns out, gets around like Bugs Bunny.
Sorry, I should have taken the left turn at Albuquerque. What the fuck?
So Tony arrives just in the nick of time as he takes the fight onto a street full of innocent Okay, does Tony have a deal with motorists? Because he seems to put them in danger a fair bit.
Surprisingly, not even got himself arrested.
Okay.
Put him down.
Very poor choice of words.
So Stane is on a roll, and he proceeds to attack in a way that would definitely impress a certain demon hunter.
How's that for road rash?
Nothing's gonna stand in my way.
Obadiah Stane. His quirk, also Iron Man armor, but bigger. Don't get attached though. This guy's gonna get about as much screen time as Venom in Spider-Man 3. So Iron Man and the Iron Giant continue their fight as Tony realizes the only chance he has of winning is to lure Stane up into space to force his suit to freeze up.
Hey, it's a good plan, but isn't that what a certain ice-based comic book villain tried to do once?
Busting up with Batman, for they're the harbingers of your doom. After you're frozen, your icy doom will plummet back to Gotham.
And who'd have thought the first MCU movie got its inspiration from films like Steel and Batman and Robin?
Let's get some ice.
So Stane
What's next?
down
Superman
Earth
4
as
and the
it would
quest
appear
for
the day is
Zack.
saved, and the battle is won.
Oh, you right there.
Surprise, motherfucker.
That's better.
Yeah, what is with this movie and people acting like someone used a cheat code to turn off fall damage? Another toast to Jeff Bridges' invincibility.
Ow! I never had a taste for this sort of thing, but I must admit,
Did that cup actually
I'm
smash?
deeply enjoying the suit.
Enjoy it while it lasts.
Oh, still, you little prick.
Really, Stane? Little prick? Now, that kind of language is uncalled for.
What are you talking about?
So Tony is trapped as he yells to Pepper to set off the arc reactor to override and blast the roof.
Push it!
Look, I don't know why, but I just love the way Tony says, push it.
Push it!
Push it!
Push it!
Push it! He just sounds so annoyed with her. He's like, push it!
You told me not to!
God damn it, woman, this is not the time for that kind of shit. Push the button!
You'll die!
You die! Lady, I have not been this close to losing my shit with you since I tried one of your coffee enema kits. Push the button! So the roof gets overloaded with energy as it stuns Stane and he falls to his death. And you might be wondering why this doesn't have the same effect on Tony. So we cut to the next day as Tony prepares for a press conference. Coulson's coming in clutch as he's prepared him an alibi. Unfortunately, one reporter is complicating things.
I'm sorry, Mr. Stark, but do you honestly expect us to believe that that was a bodyguard in a suit?
Here she comes to wreck the day!
But Tony is out of shits to give as he
And the
delivers
wheel
the
going
line.
to be like at the end
Which
when he
line?
goes, I
Oh.
am Iron Man.
The line.
Truth is, I am Iron Man.
You did not come right out the shellhead. Only I get to introduce myself like that. I did not get permission.
Didn't?
No. Alfred, call my lawyers.
So that was Iron Man, and what a start to the MCU it is. I mean, this film had a lot riding on it. If it didn't impress, we might not have the behemoth that is the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I mean, no pressure, Favreau. But most of the credit for this, I think, should go to Robert Downey Jr. He is miraculously incredible as Tony Stark. Because look, it's a tough role to play. RDJ's challenge here was to portray a rude, cocky, narcissistic asshole, but at the same time, make him likable and charismatic. Hello, how was that even possible? But he did it, and it rightfully put Downey Jr. on the map as one of Hollywood's most bankable and popular of stars. The rest of the cast are great too. Paltrow, as batshit crazy as she is, works wonderfully with RDJ. Jeff Bridges is actually, in my opinion, one of the better villains of the MCU. And yeah, that's not saying much, because villains have always been a bit of a weak spot for Marvel outside of Thanos and Loki. But he has his charm, and he does get some very memorable lines. Had his motivations been a bit clearer, he could have stood out as a legitimately great MCU villain. But as is, Stane's appeal rests entirely with Bridges' performance. And luckily for this film, it's a great one. Then there's Terrence Howard, who is difficult to compare to Don Cheadle, as he doesn't really get too much to do here, but he works legitimately well with Downey Jr., which is kind of miraculous actually, as the two aren't on the best of terms. Apparently Howard was angry that RDJ would take a bigger cut for the sequel, and that would come out of his paycheck. And when he was asked if he'd like to return to the MCU one day, he simply said, so yeah. I mean, I would have liked to have seen Howard in the War Machine too, but Cheadle is great in the role, so there's a loss there, but also a gain. Then there's Ramin Djawadi's score, which, like the villain, stands out as one of the MCU's best. The action is exciting, if a bit unrealistic thanks to how many goddamn times Tony brushes off death, but it's not a big deal. And the visual effects are terrific for 2008, with an excellent blend of practical props and sets, and the most excellent post-production magic from the geniuses at ILM. And props to Skywalker Sound for their incredible work too. The sound design of Iron Man is just god tier. So yeah, Iron Man is a triumph. I'd honestly rank it in the top 5 of all Marvel films. And it's certainly the best of Phase 1. Tony had a hell of a journey in the MCU, so do yourself a favour and relive that journey once again, starting off with this cracking kicker offer. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll leave you with this. You know the like button? Well, Tony Stark has a quick message for you all on what you should do with it. Push it! Indeed. Till next time.
That was great.
Hey, what's going on, guys, and thank you very, very much for watching my latest movie review. This review wouldn't be possible without you guys' support on Patreon. So I'd like to take a bit of time to thank my top supporters: Christian Lischka, Cow Queen, Dr. Ten, Goldsbro TSG, Gregorio Vasquez, Jacob Matthew Crawford, Jake Burgess, Joey, Joshua Bowden, Lieber9999, Lord Jackson, Marshall Kaiju 98, Max Stahl, Stephen Suchiputra, Thomas Wright, and Timothy J. Kilner. Much love to you guys for all the amazing support. Thanks again for watching, guys. See you in the next one.
Tony Stark was able to build this in a cave!
I missed the part, but that's my problem.
Yeah, that review is actually great. It's actually a really good point, and it's really funny as well. Yeah, despite the MCU films, especially Captain America the Winter Soldier and all that, and he has really pulled it off very well. You could tell he's actually worked really hard to make fun of that movie. The MCU movies are really like the hard movies to make fun of. You could tell he has put a lot of work into it. If you haven't seen The Unusual Suspect, just please do check him out. The link is in the description below. And feel free to check out his other film reviews. I shall see you guys in the next video.